Hey guys, it's a beautiful day for music. It's a wonderful day for sound. Marcus here. Today we're going to talk about why your drumline trash. All right, guys, all peace and love. I'm going to give you some tips to kind of help you out, help you think about some things. I know not everybody that watches this page has a drumline tech, has a caption head, has a whole staff or a team of people. A lot of you, it's very possible that you're in high school and you're the person who's running your class. You're the person who's sort of heading up the charge for your drumline, and you're really looking for some ways that can help some people out. So the first thing is always going to go back to this: clarity, 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 clarity. One of the things I highly suggest that you do is get onto a surface that's not your drum pad. Get onto a surface that has a minimal amount of resonance, hopefully in a room that's sort of dryish, doesn't have a whole lot of bouncing around frequencies and reverb and things. So something like a wooden table, something that's very sharp and articulate in sound, and just get, all of the players together and just work on your notes and try to have as much clarity. Have one person with some earbuds or something with a metronome in there, and just have that person play nice and piano. I say piano because you don't want to start off with doing something very physical and loud. A lot of times it's very difficult for people to have clarity to start off loud. So I like to build my clarity from the bottom and to have it nice and even and consistent, and add on player to player. Really think about, relaxing the muscles, playing with the same exact type of stroke, and then moving on to the next person and adding and adding and adding in a nice, calm, relaxed environment. Making sure there's pressure to get it right, but not like bullying pressure because you're doing it wrong. Being able to listen and being able to play consistently is definitely a skill set that a lot of people have to practice if they don't naturally have it. So that's thing number one. Thing number two is understanding where you are within the music ensemble. So one of the best things you can do as a percussionist is understand how music in general works. I like to consider myself a musician that happens to play percussion instruments. And that's given me a very specific perspective of what I do on any sort of drum or mallet instrument or whatever it is I happen to be playing at the time. So if you don't have a percussion instructor who's going to give you the information and go up top and listen and come back, or maybe your band director is kind of tied up with some other things, you're going to have to be a little bit smart and say, oh man, the flutes and the clarinets have this melody right here. I need to be very specific with holding our volumes back. I need to trust the instructors and the band directors when they tell us that this part needs to be nice and soft and nice and delicate. And then really try to encourage your players around you to make some of those changes also, right? Thing number three is physicality, right? A lot of times there will be a group that plays very sort of in the box, right? There will be a group that plays very much so together, but really nothing they do is impressive from a percussion skill set standpoint, right? I can go get a general student out of the hall and give them a stick, and without me giving them any percussion knowledge, just say, hey, play with me, and start doing this and just say, match what I'm doing. And eventually, hopefully, they'll be able to do it. I've actually done this in a few of my classes at a few of the schools that I've taught at over the years. Now, where things become a little bit tricky is when you have to start manipulating the stick, adding on things like diddles and buzzes and flams and things of that particular nature, playing them two heights and things like that. So being able to have a firm grasp over your rudiments and different percussion skill sets is definitely something that'll up the game for you and your whole drumline. And knowing what's normal, right? Can you guys as a group play a flam accent? Can you put a diddle on the third partial? Can you put it on a second partial? Make it a flam drag, or the first partial, make it a cheese. Can you play things like the paradiddle, but then start adding other ornamentation on top of it? These are the types of things that will actually set your group apart to say, hey, we have this musicality, we have this beautiful touch and clarity, but also we can slam. When it's time to bring out the hot sauce, we got the hottest of the sauce, right? So it's just something to think about there. Hopefully these things have been helpful for you. and I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuce.